The basement. I wish I had brought my problems to the internet to begin with. My scenario is like this. My wife and I are a young couple. I am 26, she 25. We were together for 2 to 3 years before we decided to get married. I had to leave the country because of visa, immigration issues, and was away for 2 years. In those 2 years, she came over to visit me and we were together for pretty much the whole of the 2 years. Within that 2 years, we got married and I started making plans to be with her once again. Now, shortly after our marriage, while we were apart, I became an emotional wreck. Was always in a mood, bringing up the past. Which, by the way, was not pleasant. But we did not break up. We both done wrongs in the past. But that did not break us up, because I thought I would be denied the chance of ever seeing her again. I found it easier to be pessimistic. I will not be given the permission to return and see her again. Said things I regret to this day. So, things got a bit rough between us. But before it got to that stage, she told me of this man in her office who has tried it with all the ladies in the office. Married and single. And he constantly gets turned down. Now, he is trying it with her. Since she was going to be leaving the job, the man asked her out to cinema. She told me this, and we both agreed since she was always in the house, stuck hearing her parents bicker. That can she go to the cinema with the man? She assured me nothing can ever happen. I agreed. First mistake, seeing as he was way older than her. 14 years, and she was not going to give him any chance at all, based on the way she spoke about him. This man even used the line, "Hope your boyfriend won't mind," at the end of the text. Now, shortly after their first meet, we got into the rough patch. Second mistake. All started from my end, and next thing I know, I was giving her the permission to go with the man again to the cinema. Third mistake. I was telling myself she was better off, seeing as I would be denied the chance of seeing her again. Found it easier and safer to expect the worst. Now, whilst in this rough stage, to my surprise, was issued the visa. I came back and in the airport was greeted with the news. She got physical with the man. Was hoping it didn't happen, but it did. From that day, she started saying the marriage was a mistake. I could not believe what I was hearing. From then on, it just went downhill. Now just after a couple of months of marriage, she's having an affair with the man. This man has 2 kids and his wife. Partner kicked him out of their house way before he met my wife. He knew she had a boyfriend and that she is now married, but I'm guessing because of the way my wife is encouraging him, he is not letting go. The first mistake I did was to trust she would end things with him in the beginning. She stated she was weak around him, didn't latch onto that and accept it. Instead, I was angry that a woman I married is making herself weak around another man. I kind of gave her space. Fourth mistake, this only brought them closer to the point they are calling themselves BF and GF. In fact, gave her a lot of space that I agreed not to tell her parents, because I was scared. I'll push her away even further. She threatened too that if I should, she'd be angry, and I listened. Fifth mistake. Now, it is at the stage the man knows how much she loves him and has threatened to end it if she does not tell her parents. So she told her parents. Now, I am fighting to save this marriage. She insists it is over, but that the only thing holding her is her parents and family. I know she is angry with me and is building up on it. I also know that if she does not stop seeing this man, things will most likely never work with us. I told her this, but she does not want to stop. But she once agreed that she would like to be with me and wishes the man will just end it. That she was not strong enough to. As I write this, she is with the man now and they are planning to move in together. Can't sleep, lost appetite, can't focus on work. Been putting off going to the gym since not really eating properly again. Can't even focus on my job hunt. Question is it too late to salvage this? Am I being delusional to think this will ever work? What do I do, especially since I have made a lot of mistakes? Out of fear I will be pushing her away. What can I do? Cannot believe it has got to this stage. I love this girl way more than anything. In the beginning, did not want to give in to love, but she kept pushing. We have both done things we aren't proud of in the past, but that did not break us. Why now? I thought if there's a way to prevent her from seeing the guy or stop the guy seeing her. Maybe talk to him. Don't know. I have thought about going to his house and making a physical point to back off. Been told not to. Just have the belief if they stop seeing each other, we can finally work on our marriage. What do you think about me holding out to see if it lasts? In love with the girl I married. I know she's in there somewhere. Put a lot into this, disobeyed a number of people, invested way too much, for it to be over in a number of months. Nightmare, trying to find a way to accept it is over, but it just isn't working, especially since I have crap loads to lose. Will reporting him to HR do much, especially since he plans on leaving the job this April? So, they could relocate. Don't know if she really will quit her new job and relocate with him, but she says she will, always picking fights with me at every opportunity, trying to boss me around. I do all she asks, starting to feel like a boy in this relationship, not a man, because of love and do not want to lose her. We still will be living together for about 2 months or so. You reckon I should just not bother trying to show her I still care? So basically, lesson learned here is, most women are weak. Didn't think he had a chance. She knew what he was after, a good time. He was way older than her. We were married. Figured all that would have provided enough obstacles to cheat. Now, I must not trust a woman to go into the wild on her own and come back in one piece. Powerful lessons. What can I do? Comment. Your best shot at anything positive is to do the opposite of what you feel you should do. You feel like you should pursue her. Don't. That will only push her further away. You need to turn your back on her and tell yourself she no longer exists. If she comes to you, then you decide if you want her. Do not pursue her. Save yourself from more suffering. It's time to be a man. Focus on your life, your job, your future. She is gone. Accept this. Don't blame yourself too much. You were in a different country. There was little you could have done. If she truly loved you, she would have waited until you returned. She should never have asked to go out with another man. If you would have told her no, she would have resented you and accused you of not trusting her. You could not win. The moment she desired to spend time with another man, you lost. A month later, OP responds, "Yes, I have learned a massive lesson. The only reason I agreed for her to go out with him was because I seriously thought he had no chance. He also was a colleague and a number of her colleagues were planning on a leaving-go party for her. Since she was leaving the job, she said so herself. Everybody literally laughs at him in the office, so she says. And I thought the massive age gap and kids would have been enough barriers. Add to the fact that we are married. I knew his intentions, made it clear to her. She knew herself but chose to do it. I have tried and still trying to move on, or to show I can. But it really is hard and I have been looking forward to this, sacrificed a lot. Left my country of origin, pretty much severed all professional ties back home. Went against people's advice to be with her. Funny thing is, I knew I wasn't ready for this marriage, told her. She insisted, but I felt I sounded selfish and agreed to do it. Now, don't understand. I have put my all into this, no doubt we both have. Now, I am currently on a spouse visa and do not want to go back. Go back and face the embarrassment. The I told you so speech etc. had good job offers. Now don't know what's going to happen. Back to square once again, heaven forbid. Odd, but reading from you guys keeps the moral high. Part of the reason I'm trying to get with her still is because I feel I have loads to lose here. Funny thing about it all is that she knows this too. Start to question is we were ever in love and all this from a silly argument that could have been easily prevented. Now, she is adding up all the wrongs that has happened in our relationship in the past, just to justify her decision when she feels guilty. It really is just a nightmare. Did not have any backup plan at all and it's like I'm just out of moves. I hope not. Limited options etc. Worst situation of my life. Their workplace did set up a staff social night. He made his move and I warned her against it. He works in the same place. For the majority of the 2 years we were apart, she was okay. Why does it have to be when I had just a week left to get back? Then she started this. Why was it a day before I arrived? Then she decided to offer him some sort of physical favor. All because we argued via messaging. I was in a mood, kept bringing up the past etc. I am stronger than that, will not let another woman steal my heart like that. Wasn't ready for this, she knows. I did it anyway and committed myself. Jumped in believing she will always have my back when the going gets tough. Now it isn't, she is leaving me out and cold. Telling me it's either me or her that will have to be thrown under the bus. By under the bus being, start from scratch again. Hers, she might lose the man, a man who is not looking to stay, who is telling her he will not wait for her, who does not care if she goes or stays. If this isn't pure evil, I don't know what else comes close. 2 years later, how easy is it to go ahead with a divorce when the respondent, my wife, is not responding to the divorce process? She has been going on for a divorce, finally initiated the divorce, the court has sent her a copy. But she has decided not to acknowledge it. I've been given 3 options by the court in case I don't get an acknowledgement. Using the bailiffs to personally hand the divorce petition, speak to the judge, something along those lines. And a third option, don't have the paper here with me. Can't remember. Question is, how easy would it be to push ahead with the divorce? I have proof she is with another man and they're living together. The court sent her the petition on my behalf. She is meant to acknowledge it using an acknowledgement form sent together with the petition. But she hasn't, and I really don't want to have to chase or contact her. My comment, glad OP stood up for himself and filed. What people don't understand is, you can love your STBX but still file. It is just the proper action towards these situations. Story 2. I'm not sure if I'm having a life crisis or what, but I got engaged at 18, married by 19, and now my husband and I are taking a break to work on and I feel like a teenager. I've basically been going around doing things I want to do for myself without necessarily considering adult responsibilities and consequences. I have been traveling around and having fun, but now my husband is insisting that I come back. I'm not sure what he expected from this break, because he said he wanted us to come back together when we both felt ready. On my end, I think we've gotten nowhere. He's only gone to 1 counseling session and the 2 of us haven't had a long serious conversation about how things are going to change when I get back. We also haven't been relating too much while I've been away. He doesn't call me and he occasionally sends me a text message. I don't really feel a great passion between us and burning longing to be reunited. The original plan was for me to return in January after spending the holidays with my family, and now I'm also a little resentful that he's abruptly rushing me to return. Part of me wants to continue enjoying myself, but the other part wants me to give up the fantasy and just go back to being a serious married adult who thinks about the future and not just today. I just don't know exactly how a separation is supposed to work. What should people be doing while separated in order to salvage the situation and not drive the wedge between them deeper? Because I'm starting to feel like the latter has occurred. By responsibility, I just mean considering others and considering finances, etc. Normally, I am very strict to our family budget. Since being away, I've been going out with friends to eat, watch movies, etc., and not really focusing on how much money is being put into the savings account each month. Just been living more for today versus when I'm with my husband. We're always trying to be practical in every sense. What we eat, what we wear, where we go. On my break, I've gone to a party, wore cute outfits that maybe weren't as conservative as the usual. Been eating takeout, etc. Consequentially, for the last part, my acid reflux has been terrible and I've had to go to the doctor and get back on meds. For other things, we probably could have used the money to pay off old school loans, but I was enjoying myself. As far as considering others, I have caught up with old friends and I'm not sure what impression they have of my relationship status, but I didn't worry myself with what they thought. If someone thinks they have a chance with me, that is really on them, because they are a grown adult and should know that this isn't the time to pursue me, even if I was making this split permanent. I sincerely planned on seeing a counselor, but I had difficulty with the insurance. I am in a different part of the country and had to switch the region for my insurance provider. I found a therapist that accepts my insurance, and when I called to make an appointment, was told the first available appointment is 2 months out. So, I haven't been avoiding therapy by choice. It's just difficult to do while away from home. I was, however, seeing an IC back home for the past year and a half, while he was not. I would say right now I am enjoying my freedom, but I realize that this temporary. Obviously, I have to settle down eventually and go back to work and be responsible. I can't be traveling, visiting on vacation forever. I just don't feel like the transition to going back home is going to be smooth because we haven't been working on our relationship. I've tried to contact him and to talk about how I'm feeling, but he hasn't been responding or discussing the issue. In fact, he almost completely ignored me until he randomly insisted I return sooner. I had hoped more for him, saying he misses me and can't stand to be apart versus a demand to come back. So, I have mixed feelings right now. He has a job, the bills are paid, he doesn't cheat on me, doesn't call me names, doesn't curse at me, no physical violence. He gets me off, in bed, sorry for the word choice. He goes to counseling and wants to work on our relationship. But you had to have known that was coming. I'm just not happy. I have a special bond with him. We dated in high school. We've been married. He's obviously more than just some random guy on the street to me. But I'm not, nor do I ever think I've been in love with him, as much as he tries for this marriage. It's just not enough, and I feel guilty saying that, but it's true. He does many things right that I'm sure plenty of women would be ecstatic about. But that doesn't mean it's what I want. There are a lot of things wrong that are things I just don't know if I can live with. We just had a mini separation. I went back to my parents' house, and I was really happy. Then I came back here and I feel myself sinking right back into depression. I just want to throw my marriage away. It's tiring to always be, as my username points out, confused. All year we've been going to couples classes and counseling, and I've been thinking over and over, should I stay, should I leave? This year has basically been wasted speculating over this marriage. It's not the worst thing in the world, but I'm not in love, and I'm only okay. Hubby and I just had another separation, and I was going to stay away until January. But right before Thanksgiving he contacted me one day and demanded that I return home at once and get pregnant because he's tired of me denying him fatherhood. I never denied him this, we just haven't conceived yet, and I'm not trying too hard since we've been having problems. He just suddenly decided he was impatient about not having children. He told me I could not spend Thanksgiving with my family. I refused because my child-age sister would have been devastated, and I wanted to spend the holiday with my parents, siblings. But I agreed to return right after the holiday instead of January. So here I am back home, and I went to talk to hubby last night about a concern I had about our marriage problem. And somehow out of nowhere he ended up twisting the conversation I started about my concern into him standing in front of me demanding that I go on Facebook and delete my ex in front of him. My concern had nothing to do with anything that could possibly relate to my ex. He then took his ring off and put it on the TV stand and said if I don't delete my ex I might as well just leave. Today, he is texting my phone from his job telling me that I have until he files the divorce papers to delete him. Last night I didn't respond to him because I was annoyed and taken aback really. But today I texted him back and told him that it is not okay to me to be given ultimatums and threatened, and I'm not going to accept it. I'm trying to protect myself and assert my boundaries. I agree that being friends with my ex on Facebook is an issue that should be discussed, but I think it's something my husband could have come up to discuss with me on his own, or even better, brought it up during counseling. For him to bring it up out of nowhere and completely blow off the conversation that I started about something I wanted to talk about is not okay to me. And, quite frankly, with all the other issues we have going on right now, I just think this issue is one of the least of our problems right now. My husband told me that if I don't delete my ex from Facebook, he's going to divorce me. I said no because I felt like he was being controlling, and if that is something he wants, he can tell me how he feels, but he can't make me do anything through threats. Ultimatums. This is also the second time that he has done something like this. Told me I had to do something or he'll file divorce papers. And the first time I responded, so I don't want him to think he can do it over and over. I also think any argument over Facebook is absurd and not worth the time of day. Regardless, he went and got divorce papers and asked me if I changed my mind about deleting him, and I said no. Now he's not talking to me, and I guess he's going to go through with it. I don't know. Is it wrong that I won't delete my ex? I don't even really talk to him, especially on Facebook. He's just there. I don't even really care if he's my friend on there or not. I just didn't want to encourage my husband to keep acting this way. I can admit that one. I possibly shouldn't have gotten married so young to anybody too. It was completely thoughtless and impulsive, and so bad to jump from one marriage right to another. But, on top of all this, hubby number 2 got diagnosed with AD this year, and I was recently diagnosed with bipolar. So, we basically have almost every odd against this relationship except that we didn't get pregnant young. Over the course of our marriage, we've smoothed over some of the initial issues. I graduated college, hubby got a driver's license and his own car. I'm working, our apartment is furnished. We're both in individual counseling and trying to get more stable on meds, etc., but there are still a lot of issues such as lack of trust, poor communication, unfulfilled needs, etc. It's been such a downer that a new year has started. Our anniversary was New Year's Eve and we both worked and didn't celebrate it. My birthday is coming up and I'm bummed because this isn't where I wanted to be in life at this point. I thought we'd smooth things over after the first year and be headed towards saving for a house or having children. The past year feels wasted on counseling, marriage classes, marriage retreats, endless unresolved discussions on how we're going to fix this. So, I went through the company's website and found a position back home, and my manager called and gave a wonderful recommendation. I have a phone interview set and it can go one of 3 ways. Either I keep my same job title but get less pay due to cost of living differences between the 2 states. I get demoted and less pay due to cost of living and what positions are available. Or I get promoted and not sure the pay difference. I told myself if I get promoted, that's a wonderful opportunity, and I should take it. If I stay at my position with less pay or get demoted, it's going to be harder to be excited about it. But the past few days after the initial excitement over having options and possibly starting fresh, I started crying every day. I just don't know if I'm making a mistake. I've been through divorce before and I know how it feels to lose something permanently that you can never get back. I'm not sure if my cold feet are due to wanting to stick it out longer, or because I'm just afraid to finally be alone and to make a big change into the unknown. I tried to talk to hubby about these feelings, and at first the conversation went horribly. He started doing all the things that drove me away in the first place. Not listening, getting worked up for no reason, rolling his eyes, raising his voice, walking out to smoke, just overall poor communication skills and lack of sensitivity to my feelings, things that I had hoped ADHD treatment would help him stop doing. Finally, after an hour or so of a wreck, he came around a bit and was being nicer. But I was already pissed off and stressed from the convo, and I just wonder if I stay, if that's how it's going to keep being up and down, up and down, up and down. So, at this point, I have a job interview tomorrow and I would like to have an idea of what I want to do if I get the job offer. I feel bad applying, and then if they offer me something, saying no. I don't want it. Should we try a longer-term separation to cool off and start over fresh? Should we give up beating the dead horse? Or should I stay and beat this horse in hopes that something might change? Almost a month later. So, hubby and I have had it rough. I finally decided to explore options to go back to my hometown where my family is. I went on my company website and found a position there, and my manager called and gave me an outstanding recommendation. She even recommended me for a better position. So, I had a phone interview today, but last night I went to my husband and said, if you want me to stay, can you do something, anything to show me you care? So, he took me out to dinner and a movie and we had a good time, and I said to myself that I have to give this a chance if there's any hope at all. I believe in honoring marriage, and I said, good and bad. But threatening to leave hurts the marriage, so I said if I stay, I need to commit and give 100% and really put an honest effort. So, hubby has been complaining for months about me deleting my ex from Facebook. This morning, I called the job and canceled my interview and deleted my ex. I cleaned the house. I haven't cooked, cleaned, or gone grocery shopping in a while as a result of the stress in the household. I told hubby that I deleted my ex and went to work, and then after work bought a ton of groceries. Got home and my computer was shut down. When I started it up, Firefox asked me if I wanted to restore my session. The browser opened up to my Facebook chat log with my ex. I pressed back and saw all my messages that had my ex's name in it with his name highlighted. As a result of doing a search for his name in my messages, I went back to find the chats with my 3 closest friends. Hubby swore to me before that if I deleted my ex, he would instantly trust me and drop all the issues he had with that. And this is what I get. The day I make several grand gestures for this marriage. I feel like this was a slap in the face and an immediate sign of the mistake I made in deciding to stay. Am I overreacting or justified? Weeks later, I'm at wit's end right now. Hubby and I got married too young and too fast, and I went through hell at first. We still have tons of problems, but it gets better over time, and he does try to change. I have just been drained though. Just been a lot of counseling and waiting, patience and small improvements, but a lot of disappointment, frustration, resentment, and having needs unmet. I value marriage and feel like I did commit to good and bad, but I just needed a break. I'm depressed and on meds and feel like I completely lost myself. I'm working a retail minimum wage job when I have a college degree. I skip out on social events frequently. Last year was a roller coaster up and down, and with the new year and my birthday coming up, I just felt like I needed to be in control of my happiness this year. So, I asked hubby if I could go back to my hometown and get a job in my own place and try independence and soul searching for like 6 months to a year to clear my head and refresh myself. I gave notice at work, then panicked and retracted it. I decided to 100% commit to my marriage and turn things around and made several grand gestures. I got an immediate response of basically a slap in the face. He wronged me and drama started all over again. I saw the same pattern from before, so I gave notice again. Said it was my last day at work and I mailed a lot of my belongings to my parents' house. I had the car fully packed and was ready to go. Then I ended up in the ER with an ovarian cyst. I'm on pain meds and supposed to rest. Today I had to take my dog to the vet and pay $475 to run tests on her because they think she has kidney failure. Diabetes. Whatever result will cost me more money, and with my health issues I'm not fit to drive. The longer I stay here, the more my move-out fund is being depleted. So, I basically gave up and decided my sabbatical needs to be postponed or canceled altogether and tried to reroute my packages back here, only to discover that, in thinking I was going to leave, hubby started to pick back up some of his old habits and ways. I'm not even gone yet. I'm devastated and I feel stuck. Should I keep going ahead with leaving, or should I just be a good wife and focus on myself and pray that hubby grows up eventually? I just don't know what to do anymore, and I don't know where to turn to. Almost half a year later, I've been out here 5 months and I'm not sure what me and hubby are doing. He wants to know if I'm coming back or if he should just move on with his life, and I don't know what to tell him. Coming back home has created seeking help a battle for me because I had to work through some insurance details and then get on a waiting list to see the doctor, and then I work. I wanted to be financially stable while I was away so I could prove to myself that I don't need a husband, I just wanted one, but even with his large financial assistance I'm still struggling money-wise, so I feel like a failure in that respect. Things are definitely much quieter. Don't have to come home to uncertainty and dysfunction every day. I'm lonely. I see other couples and parents with their children and I want that family, and then I remember, oh yeah, I do have someone, but do I settle with him so I can have that vision? Is it settling if we're already married? It always looks like other people are meant to be, but I do know that looks aren't everything. They might go through the same stuff hubby and I do. But what if they don't? What if we just aren't meant to be? I'm not sure what to tell hubby at this point. I felt like last year we beat the horse over and over before I got to the point of leaving. However, we are married. Do I at least owe him more horse beating? Do I give up getting my own place and working and being closer to family to honor marriage and keep trying over and over, or has this whole situation passed the point of turning back? The drama has been caused by multiple factors. For starters, we reunited shortly after my first divorce. Current hubby and I dated in high school. Number 2, we rushed and got married too soon without thinking enough and having the important conversations about what we wanted and where we wanted our relationship to head. Number 3, we were both young and still are. Number 4, he's in the Marine Corps. Military life is very stressful. Number 5, last year he was diagnosed with AD and I was diagnosed with bipolar. Number 6, we both need a lot of work in the communication department. Considering our personalities and conditions, I feel like us having a peaky minimal drama relationship just wasn't very feasible. But we have been separated for 5 months now and I have been on medication and in individual therapy, and I'm just wondering if our whole relationship was just one big mistake doomed to train wreck, and that I need to just keep working on myself, eventually get into a healthy relationship with a less risky personality, mental condition dynamic, or concurrent hubby and I turn what started off as hell into something healthy and functioning, even with all the damage that has been done already. My comment: ultimately, whether or not you can turn the relationship around will depend on the level of commitment and dedication from both you and your husband. You definitely seem committed to improving yourself individually. which is a necessary first step. But are you committed to rebuilding the relationship? Is your husband committed to improving himself as well? They both have their problems, and you can't continue a relationship if you kind of hate each other.